Welcome to the Patriot Training YouTube channel. My name is Clay Howell. I am the owner and head firearms instructor at Patriot Training. The topic of this video is very simple. Why do I take a gun class? And we'll give you three answers. I'll answer why I originally did, as well as why I take a class these days. These days I take a class for one of two main reasons. First, because I want to learn something specific. It may be that I want to get a particular instructor's take on a particular topic. It may be that I want to take a particular class with a particular organization. There are a number of things that this could be, but I want to learn something specific. Another reason I take a class is I have a standing policy that if I have the weekend open, and assuming I have the money and I have a friend taking a class, I will go and take a class with a friend, because there is nothing in this world more fun to me than taking a class with a friend. That is just tons and tons of fun. But what got me started in taking a class to begin with? Well, let's go to the way back time machine, and let's talk about a long time ago. I was teaching martial arts and got to talking to a friend of mine named Greg, and Greg was into guns. And being a good friend like he is, he asked me about martial arts, and he gained some insight and some knowledge into my thoughts on that. And I was telling him a martial arts story one day about somebody who had come into the dojo and challenged me. And that happened a lot. And he said, well, how did that turn out? And I said, well, I guess the guy lasted for about 30 seconds before he had to tap out. So, not what he thought was going to happen. And he said, so does this happen often? People challenging you? I said, yeah, a couple times a year maybe. And he goes, has it ever had any other kind of an outcome? I said, no. If they haven't trained, then they're not going to have a skill. And yeah, and you could tell really quick too, back in the day when somebody said they had been training with somebody else or this, that, or the other, you could tell when that was false as well, because they just didn't have the skill on the mat. They couldn't survive. They didn't last. And Greg looked at me and he goes, so why do you think that would be any different with guns? And you see, I had just told him that I knew how to shoot, so I didn't want to take a class. And so when I make fun of people like that on this channel, on this YouTube channel, I am making fun of me as well, because I was once that guy. And Greg was a good enough friend to point that out to me. And I tell you what, I really appreciate friends that tell me the honest truth instead of something I just want to hear. So I signed up shortly thereafter for some gun classes, and I took some apple seeds, and I took some other gun classes, and practiced what I learned, and picked up the NRA marksmanship program and practiced even more stuff, and just tried to absorb anything and everything I could. And finally one day, without going into great detail, I got asked by somebody if I could teach them a marksmanship class. And I said yes. And there was a snowball effect, and I taught more and more classes, and next thing you know, I kind of got dragged into teaching gun classes. And as time went on, and some factors within and without of my control made the martial arts business decline and made the gun class go up and incline and have more people and be more profitable, I switched and I stopped teaching martial arts a few years back, and I now teach the gun classes. And that's where we are. So that's how I got into taking gun classes. How about you? leave a comment down below. Tell me how you got started into gun classes. I'd like to remind you that you don't have to be a patriot to train, but you do have to train if you want to be a real patriot. Take care.